you hate seeing it, but like got buried in the depth chart. Future considerations had to go, get a fresh start. In return, Vlad Tarasenko, which there's not much downside to a 1-year contract with a guy like that who is going to be pretty inconsistent, more than likely, but the upside's there, and it at least filled the void of what Bill Guerin might have thrown a shit ton of money towards trying to solve, being just having someone that can play top 9 wing. Like, how do you feel about it? Are you pissed or neutral or happy?
I'm way happier about this than him on a really shitty free agent class where, like, literally the only players that would have made any sense weren't available, or it still just doesn't, like, a Brock Nelson again to me just never would have. I mean, it was just stupid. Yeah, this is literally just like a low risk, high reward potential option here. I mean, again, you bring in Vlad Tarasenko, he's gonna give you a couple goals. Like you said, he's gonna be inconsistent. Still a decent enough player. It's 1 year, was a $4 million, I think, is the cap hit. Like, I was shocked how angry people were about it. I was like, this feels like a way better option than being like the Boston Bruins and giving Tanner Jeannot a 5-year deal.
Yeah, tell me how you really feel.
Fuck. My God. And like, I think it was pretty clear too that, like, I mean, even Russo was talking about it too. They're not really doing they're not going to have anything big coming. Like, shouldn't expect any big deals to get thrown out from Minnesota. And like, especially this free agency class, like, I don't think they should have gone out and like overpaid some center that hopefully is like a top 6 guy. But like the realistically, like, that wasn't even there. Again, you literally give up nothing. You give in a potential like high risk, low risk, high reward option. Like, I think it's totally fine. And obviously Nico Sturm, welcome back. 2 years, $2 million.
Yeah, Brett Marshall not thrilled.
Yeah. I was surprised, but I mean, I love Nico Sturm, so whatever.
I'm not surprised after how Russo like swooned over him the past week after talking to him. Right. Like, yeah, this seems like something that's trending in the right direction. I've seen a couple of people comment like that bringing in Tarasenko and Sturm is blocking prospects. Sturm's not blocking prospects. Sturm is a 4th line center. He has said as much. Like, he left Minnesota because he thought that he could play a higher role, has learned that nope, he is a 4th line center. And if you have any prospects that you wanted to play 4th line center, well, I would have been more pissed about that. So if anything, he's saving prospects and either keeping them in Iowa or getting them into the top 9. Tarasenko, understood. I can see where people are like, I'm not sitting here defending it. I understand why people would be mad about that addition, but again, the alternative being overpaying Besser, Ehlers, whoever, and I love both those players, but long-term locking up money when I don't think either of them are moving the needle in a way that makes you a contender. I'm glad that Billy didn't do something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So I can accept it. I can completely see where people are mad though. So
yeah.
Yeah, I love this.
This isn't like, my internet is such a joke. This is unbelievable. I'm slowly getting more. It's just looking at it go down, getting more and more furious. Yeah, no, the two interesting tweets. Honestly, the most interesting part of today was the 2 Russo tweets about Kaprizov and Rossi. Like, obviously, they give Rossi the QO and basically say if anyone wants to offer shoot him, they'll match it, which is you'd rather sign him. It's like, sure, I believe you. I don't know. I don't really know what you want with this kid anymore. But now that it's July 1st and Kaprizov hasn't re-signed yet, we should all panic and freak out for the next however many months.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a daily check-in on like people just not being okay.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, like, it will reach a point where all understand and agree. Today is not that day. Maybe, it would actually be kind of a baller move if Billy just waited until the 4th to just try and erase all of the Parise Suter juju.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Casino Arena. Yeah, that's right. No longer the XL Energy Center.
Horrific. I'm not. I will never call it that. I will only call it the X. What a disgusting. That's a stupid name. It's disgusting. Hate it. That was one thing I was surprised that I actually cared about. As far as the off season,
I'm just disappointed that it's arena. Like, do something cool.
It's really dumb. Let's see.
But yeah, the whole Rossi like we will match. Weird. Not weird that he said it, but like I don't believe him.
Mm-hmm.
Or he just knows that there won't be an offer sheet, so he's just getting that out there to have that on record. I don't know. Trust us, we like him. We love Marco. Screw you.
Yeah.
What do you think the deadline is realistically for fans to be justified in their panic of Kaprizov not being extended?
I don't really know. I mean, I've never really been one to even come close to panicking about a player re-signing a year early.
Okay, let's flip this. If it's day one of training camp and he has not extended, are you worried?
No.
Oh, I am. I'm very worried.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess that's where I would expect most people would come in on, or where most people would come in. I mean, I don't know. I would.
Oh shit! Urban's saying Kirill's gonna resign. This is bad.
He's gonna leave. Go back to the
K. No.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, if I was gonna make myself, I guess training camp would be, or day one of the regular season, one of those two. But like even then, I'm still not overly concerned. I guess the part where I'm like, oh, we might be in real trouble would be like the trade deadline almost. I guess if that guy, I'd be like, oh,
what?
Fuck, we're fucked now. I don't know.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm hitting the panic button so far before that. So we're on way different sides of this. I definitely by the time the team is like actually picking up official team activities, if he hasn't extended, I'm kind of worried. Mm-hmm. If it's game one of the season, I am panicked. And I think the first time for me where I'm like, all right, if fans want to be worried, they can be worried. I think if we get to August and there's no contract, I understand fans starting to be like, what the hell's happening here? Mostly for me, so it's twofold, right? One, the Russian factor. It's real. Like, we've seen it happen multiple times where, like, they want to go to a big city. They want to go to a beach. They want to find somewhere else to play that's not Minnesota. That's just kind of what's happened historically. And if the deal's going to get done, why isn't it done? You know, like, Guerin is so confident whenever he talks about it, like, oh yeah, we're getting this done. It's happening. Great. If that's the case, it should not take you several months past the date that you're allowed to extend for it to come into place. So either Kaprizov saying, I want to wait and see what you do, which that scares the crap out of me because I don't think this is a prove it year. I don't. Or Kaprizov's just not sure he wants to be here, which I'm not saying is the case. He's not on record as thinking as such. From what Joe and Russo say, he seems like he likes it here and like doesn't have an issue extending. I'm still going to be worried if we get like to September. But for general fans, freaking out on July 2nd, I don't understand. Freaking out on August 1st, go for it. I will support you in your panic. That's fine. But me, it's like September, October. I'm probably very, very nervous.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess realistically, with the caveat that we already know that they're going to give him whatever he wants. That's where it changes, I guess, for me now that I think about it. But I think that I'm still confident they get it done, unless it's like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if they're like, 0-10 the first 10 games, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I want to trade too. I want to get out of here. So yeah, I mean, again, so I guess with that caveat, if they start the season, he's not, I'll be like, oh, okay. That's where I'll be, I guess. But I don't know. I still think they get it done at some point in the summer. But
I very much hope
the only reason I even begin to get concerned is because we know that they're like, just tell us what you want.
Right. Like when he has all control and can sign whatever deal he wants, it should not take months to do. So,
Right.
and he has a no move. So yeah, if he wants to be a dick, he could do that. Although I think if he's going to leave, he probably wants to leave now anyways, right? Like there's no reason for him to, like, he's going to make it a lot harder for us to trade him. He's probably going to pull the Brad Marchand and say, I'll only go to Florida, but God, can you imagine that? Oh, we're not going to talk about that. Rossi. Handicap it for me. Odds that he is with the Minnesota Wild past the trade deadline. Like, is he just going to get extended so that Billy can trade him during the season? Or do you think that there is a world where he stays long term after all of this shakes out?
I can't even.
You're Ben Jones. I like it.
Yeah, I couldn't possibly give you a fucking with any kind of confidence percentage, but if I just like
percent, like
given the fact that we already know the teams aren't really, or the Wild aren't interested in futures, and teams also aren't interested in giving up players that are going to help them right now. Like I can't see a world where they're going to, if we get to the trade deadline and he does move, it's going to be for shit. So like, I would expect that either I do think he's just going to sign either 1 year or like a really short-term bridge, and then
good. So we can do this again next summer.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, because it's this whole thing. Not like at no point have I been like, oh, this is making a lot of sense. What everyone's doing here. This should end up going like it's been a stupid process.
True. There's no room for logic here.
There really is. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And, like,
no, it's a good point.
So I'm at the point now where, like, I don't think they're going to get an offer remotely close to what they want. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's a team out there that just, like, can't get shit done in free agency. But, like, even then, like, I don't really know what the Wild would be looking for now anyways, if they've already said no to some of the packages we've heard about. And again, there's so few packages right now that make sense anyways, outside of like a massive overpay, which you're not getting. So like it's just nothing about the Rossi situation makes any sense to me at this point. And I honestly have no fucking idea how this works out outside of just like either a 1 year deal or max 3 with a bridge, maximum 3, more likely like 2. And then I don't know. We'll see what happens at this year's deadline. We'll see what happens next offseason. Or maybe, who knows, maybe pops off and they find a way to get comfortable and fucking give him a big contract. I don't really know.
Appreciate you, E-Doug.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Brody, I can't be the only one who just wants the Rossi saga to end. It's gone on like 6 months too long. Its entire existence has been too long. I'm very over it. I either want him to be gone in a new place and be happy, or be here and bury shit and Billy pony up and give him something fair to make him happy. Like, it's crazy with some of the other contracts that we're seeing. Like, even before free agency opened today, like, his comps, what he's asking for isn't ridiculous. I understand if you don't want to give him the term, but like, fine, give him $6.5-7 million on a shorter term if that's what you have to do. But like, thinking the 5x5 is a reasonable contract is insane.
Yeah.
At this point.
I also like I do understand teams wanting to avoid walking players to UFA status, blah 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 blah. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't understand why it's like such a no, where it's like, well, guess what? If it's a good contract and like he plays out the contract well, and you build around the, like, if you have like a good team, he's gonna want to fucking re-sign anyways. Like, it's all like every time they're like, we just don't want to walk this guy to UFA status. We don't want to give him whatever it usually is, like 4 years or something. I'm always just like, like you have 4 years to like do your best to mitigate that, like mitigate the risk of them actually walking. And you also, again, if the first 3 years go really well, you can re-sign them on July 1st the year before. Like they don't have to. Like if it's there've been, and I'm not saying this is what's happening right now because I think it is very different, but it's just like whenever people talk about term, my thing is like, why are we so afraid of like signing someone to a contract that just walks from the UFA status? Like I really don't care because like either again it goes well. I get there is risk there, but like there are just like in the past I know that there have been like teams like that legitimately just like can't do it. It's like a deal break. I'm like, what the fuck are we even talking about?
So I generally agree with you. I think the exception is like true blue chip players, right?
Yeah. I get
like
that.
Kaprizov. What we're talking about right now, why we can't have him go into the season without a new deal, because it's terrifying to consider him walking for nothing like a Mitch Marner. I think for Marco Rossi, though, a guy that you've already kind of indicated you're not about, you're at least not sold on him. Like, who fucking cares if you walk into free agency? That's several years from now. That gives you plenty of time to figure out a trade or decide that you're going to keep him and treat him right. Like, I'm with you in general, but I think the top like 5% of players, I very much understand why teams do not want to walk them to free agency.